All right, all right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shuwab. I'm one back at you with another lesson. All right, and the title of this lesson is called Nothing Amazes Me. All right. And this is off of a video that the brother out there in London, Mashak from Yahweh's Messengers, he had posted up on his page, and it was a Shalom, brother Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah, and it was a interesting video. And at the end of the day, it doesn't amaze me because this is something that these devils would do, and I've actually spoken of things like that, things that they would do, things like that on to our people, trying to poison them in wicked ways. So with that being said, let me just show this video real quick, and I'm gonna show it from my other phone because I was trying to do a video off my computer, but my computer, Shaitan over there playing with my computer, he doesn't let me get into my actual StreamYard from the computer, so I can only do it from my phones right now. But Lord willing, you can still see it, and it's still able to edify. All right, let me see. Bring this back.
Check out this death chamber, this washing machine. They call it aquamation, where they liquefy the dead and then dump the remains down the drain to be recycled into the municipal water supply. And so people are drinking it, they're showering in it, they're doing their laundry in it, and this is happening in most states across the country. In most major cities, they're recycling dead people and feeding it to the living. What does that mean exactly? And they're grinding up the bones into powder. They call this calcium phosphate, which is going to be used for food processing, undoubtedly. Maybe in your vitamins. And so what are the implications when people start eating dead people, like cannibalism? Is there going to be kuru running around out there? Mad cow disease? What about in a spiritual sense? What is that like when you're eating and drinking dead people? Of course, they're spraying this on the food supply. Irrigation. They're using dead people as compost, and people are drinking it. So what does that mean? What does that feel like? Ladies and gentlemen, obviously this is another satanic ritual that's being performed before our very eyes. And essentially people are being raped by this death juice as they're forced to drink it. Talk about drinking the Kool-Aid. Now they're drinking dead people in the major cities. That's why they're all crazy in these big cities. They're drinking dead people, and they don't even know it, for the most part. The end is near.
You see? So that's some bugged out shit right there. Right? And at the end of the day, Esau definitely be doing things like this. Just for the simple fact that he said that it was calcium phosphate as one of the ingredients that they use, and they, it's basically coming from dust particles of different types of bones and things like that. Calcium phosphate is used in the majority of these products in the United States, and at the end of the day, like I said, I've said things like this before, that they will feed people, some type of human meat to get it in their bodies without them even realizing that they're consuming these things, because a lot of it's going to go tied back to when it goes into the 5G and the 6G. You see, they even be selling supposedly, human meat in butcher shops without these people knowing. There was a video I was watching not too long ago about that, and it was really bugged out, and you got to be careful because you can never, like scriptures say, never trust thine enemy. He always got an agenda behind his wicked thoughts. whatever he's trying to get you to, pursue, or trying to get you to, hearken onto, is always some type of trap or snare that he tries to, use against our people, man. As a matter of fact, let me grab a preset real quick that just came to mind off of that. This is Psalm 64. You already know where I'm going with this. Give me 1 second, it's loading up. This is Psalms 64, and we'll start from 2. I'll start from 1. It says, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. You see, and this is why you need Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua in your life, because if you're not with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man, he'll lead you to your destruction, man. And these people that are not under the covering of the Lord, man, they're going to be led to, consume these products. All right. So when the time comes that there's no food and there's a straight famine, that's why they're going to have the natural instinct to go out there pretty much and go eat other people. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been consuming these products inside their bodies this whole time, and you don't even know what the hell it's doing to your body inside. All right. So you want the Lord to hide you from the secret counsel, because this is a secret. Now it's being exposed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, but to the world, it's still a secret. It's not a secret to the elect. All right. But to the rest of the world, is a secret. These people hear that, they're like, that's some bullshit. You can't believe everything you hear. Meanwhile, they're putting this shit right in front of your face, man. All right. So it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows and shoot their arrows, even bitter words. All right. And everything that comes out of their mouth is straight lies. They make it sound good. All right. They deceive you with what they're telling you. And then you come to find out that these devils was, setting you up for the okie doke. It says that they may shoot in perfect at Salakia, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. You see? And that's who they shooting at the perfect is going into the elect. So our people, man. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. And this is that evil matter that they're doing right here. They're encouraging themselves in this evil matter by putting all this, human bones and human meat in our foods and our water systems, which I was thinking about this too. Now that he was saying about the water that they're putting in the water supply, it makes even more sense, because with all these damn derailments that are going on all over the world, all right, all these derailments have what? Chemicals that are falling into the water. So if they're contaminating the water with chemicals, on top of that, they're putting all these, these remains inside the water on top of that. You see, that's two things that they're using that are made to destroy us, man. And they're putting it right in your water system. And the reason that shit happened all the way in Ohio is because if you realize that river from Ohio, it actually comes all the way down to Mississippi, so imagine all these different states that are actually, being poisoned by these waters that are running down the rivers. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's not far-fetched. What they're telling you right here is true, So it says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? And that's the thing. They think that nobody is up to the things that they're doing. You see, but the Lord is watching these things. All right. The eyes of the Lord is upon the sinful kingdom, beholding the good and the evil. The angels are recording all these things. You see? And then the ones that know these things are the prophets, because the Lord gives us the secrets. So we go out there and we preach this man's judgment. All right, this wicked man's judgment. So it says again, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out in iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. And they have the perfect plan. They know everybody's inward thoughts, because they've been studying us forever, for centuries upon centuries. That's that diligent search that they make. That's why they're able to make these things happen. All right. And they know exactly what's going to be the outcome of it. All right. They just pretty much act like they don't know because it's part of their agenda, to give you that that order app chaos, that problem, reaction, and solution, which at the end of the day, they're the cause of the problem. They already know your reaction and they already gonna have the solution for you. That's how they gain your trust, you know, to have you in that panic and that state of mind and fear, and once they got you where they want you, they're able to control you with that fear. But the Lord gave us the spirit he never gave us the spirit of fear. You're only supposed to fear Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You can't fear man. All right. If the Lord be for us, what can man do unto us? Nothing. All right. That's right. Shalom Malak Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, brother. All right. This is Isaiah 10:1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And these are all unrighteous decrees that they're doing, setting up these laws and things like that. All right. Which they're about to, bring in more draconian laws. They keep getting even worse and worse as the time goes. Okay. This is 2. It says to turn aside the needy from judgment, to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. All right. And this is how they're getting you, man. All these different, sneak attacks. Why? Because the masses is asleep and they have no clue what's going on. So they're able to do these things under your nose. Okay. But see, they're going to have to pay for all the wickedness that they do. All right. Even though they're not being, challenged right now. All right. It's because the Lord is what? He's reserving them for the day of judgment. That's why they pretty much continue to do what they do. All right. Because like the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes 8, Salakia 8, it tells you what? Because the judgment is not executed speedily. That's why the hearts of the men are set up to continue to keep doing that evil. All right, because they're not being punished for it at the moment. But everything's going to catch up. It always has the time to catch up. All right. Your time will always run out when you're doing wickedness, man. And always righteousness is going to flourish over that wickedness. Okay, so it says 7, it says, but Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. At that, all that see them shall flee away. And this is them showing you that they're letting their tongue fall upon them, because their own people is exposing everything that they're doing. All right. And it's ultimately coming because the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is upon the earth. Because he said in those last days he was gonna what? He was gonna reveal the son of perdition, who that wicked man was. All right, and we clearly see, the elect clearly sees who this wicked person is. The rest of the world doesn't see because they're under that wicked spell. They are of the wicked. They are of their father the devil, and the lust of their father they'll do. So they're gonna be able. When you're following after the ways of Esau, anything that Esau does doesn't bother them. They can't see because they think it's normal. But those that have changed their ways and have, turned away from all their wickedness, the moment we see something as, of that familiar spirit or anything like that, that's pretty much why we're trying to get away from it. All right. This is why we despise those things. It doesn't make us no better because we once lived that type of life, but now we despise those things. All right. Because now we understand that those things are what? They're made to destroy us as people, man. And that's not the manner of our people that we should be walking in. All right. This is brother over here got Habakkuk 1:4. It says, therefore the law is slack and judgment does never go forth, for the wicked does compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. You see? So at the end of the day, judgment never go forth toward these people, man. But it will eventually. All right. Because it is prophecy that the Lord is going to bring all this wickedness, down with righteousness at the end of the day. All right. And everybody that's been being wicked, they're going to have to, answer to the Lord, and they're going to be judged according to their ways. All right. So going back to Psalm 64 and 8, it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh. For they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in the heart shall glory. You see, so these things that we see, they don't bother us, because this is why you gotta constantly pray. You pray upon your food, pray upon your drink when you're drinking. You see, because this place is so polluted that you gotta ask for the Lord to cleanse whatever you eating or drinking or anything like that, man. All right, everything here is poison to our bodies. All right, the Lord said that we will eat defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, man, and live. All right, and these things, again, if you're not covered by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, these things are gonna consume you. You know, a lot of people dying of all types of different diseases. This is an example of plagues coming upon the earth. You know, because if this is happening, these people got all types of crazy ass diseases upon them. Like the guy said, you're gonna have. This is why people acting up in the major cities, because they drinking off that tap water and shit like that. You know, they're not educated enough to go, you know, tell themselves, let me go to the store and go buy me a fucking distiller or something. Let me go buy me a filter, you know, to filterize this water. Nah, they just drink water. Yeah, let me drink it. We in the hood. We don't give a shit. All right. Yeah, and I know it's part of curses in his heart, but still, you know, that's the problem with our people. They have no knowledge. All right. So because they have no knowledge, they don't even know how to simple survival tactics, you know. And again, like the guy said, people in these major cities are acting up because these things are in their body, man. And when the time comes, all right, that there's no food and they turn up these 5Gs and shit like that, and all these people that untook that yo jabba jabba and you know the follow-ups behind it and all that shit's gonna come to play how it's supposed to. Just because you're walking around the earth and nothing happened to you, it hasn't happened to you now, doesn't mean it's not gonna happen later. All right. As a matter of fact, let me grab this preset real quick. This is Salakia. This is Baruch. This is Baruch 2:2. I haven't brought this out in a while. Baruch 2:2, and it says to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem, according to the things that were written in the law of Moses, that a man should eat the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter. You see? So cannibalism is definitely going to come around. That's why this is not far-fetched. How else are you going to have people, you know, doing zombie-like, you know, traits and running around doing cannibalism, man? And this is the perfect way to get them, by poisoning the water, poisoning the food. As a matter of fact, I did a video, maybe, I think it was last year. Yeah, I believe it was last year. I did a video on these celebrities were actually selling meat, like salami meat, but it was human meat in it. Basically, they were advertising, get your favorite celebrities human flesh in your body, basically consumed. Shit was crazy as hell, man. So they definitely putting all this shit in people's foods, man. This is why you got to be careful what you eat in these damn stores too. This is why the Lord gave us what? Fruits and vegetables, man. We're really supposed to be eating these fruits and pulse, all right? Like the scripture say, because pulse goes into vegetables. You read Daniel, the first chapter, it speaks about how Daniel was trying to tell the king to change up his ways of eating, and he told him to eat pulse and drink water for 10 days and see if your countenance don't change. You see? And that's what you're really supposed to be eating, because you can't be trusting these damn meat factories and things like, unless you got these actual, meats in your backyard. All right, you don't know what these damn people are doing to these animals. And in these slaughter, we already know how they are in these slaughter houses, man. These animals are dying under stress. Okay, when you kill an animal, they're supposed to be killed in a let me just say, in a blissful, relaxed way. You know what I'm saying? You can't just put an animal in the mix and have it all paranoid and you're smashing his brains out. Next thing you know, you think it's gonna be some good ass meat, man. That meat gonna be all messed up. Okay, so That's right. This is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. This is why the Lord tells you not to get comfortable in this place, man. Because everything here is going to destroy you. It's going to destroy you with that sword destruction. It's made to pollute you. It's made to pollute your body. All right. And if you're polluted and your body's polluted, how can you ever get spiritually in tune with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man? Because your body's your temple. So that's the way to, that's your gateway to get to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Spiritually. Keeping yourself clean, keeping your mind clean. All right. So it says, this is, let me grab Lamentations to show more, more cannibalism. This is 4 and 10, 4 and 9 in Lamentations, and it says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away stricken for the want of the fruits of the field. All right, so the Lord's telling you basically what, man? It's better for you to die in Esau's hands, man, by his military, than to die out here in the streets on of hunger. All right, to the point where you're gonna be what? You're gonna be snatching on the one hand. All right, I believe that's Isaiah 9. Let me see. Isaiah 9. I want to say it's 9 and 20. Yep. I'll start from 18. This is Isaiah 9 and 18. It says, for wickedness burneth as the fire. It shall devour the briars and thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened. Yeah, because that's what's going on. This place once is nuked, okay? This place is going to be darkened. The Lord is going to bring darkness upon this earth, the gross darkness on the people, all right? The ignorance of people, the love of many waxing cold, all right? It says, through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother. Yeah. And that day ain't nobody gonna spare anybody, because it's all gonna be survival of the fittest. It's gonna be, stay alive for yourself. It says, and he shall snatch on the right and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand. Salakia, let me read that again. And he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. You see? So people gonna be eating themselves, and they're not going to be satisfied. Okay? You're going to have people that were once enemies teaming up with each other, being best friends, just to go out there and kill somebody for a piece of fucking human meat, man. And people think that this shit is a joke. See, if they do their history, cannibalism's always been around since the beginning of time, man. Since way back. And you could just do research on that, man. And they'll tell you that cannibalism's always been around since the ancient times all the way until now. There's actual bugged out fucking tribes and shit. Like, take example, you go to like Haiti and shit, you got some bugged out tribes out there in Haiti, man. Out there doing some cannibalism, black voodoo, black magic, bullshit. Okay? So it says, going back, it says, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. You see? Of his own arm, man. That's how bugged out these times is going to be. And then the Lord told us that in Matthew, the 24th chapter. All right? A time that has never been under the whole entire earth, under the whole heavens, man. Okay? Let me grab that Lamentations again, 4 and 9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. The hands of the pitiful women have slaughtered their own children. You see, women in those days are going to be soldering their own children, and soldering goes into boiling. All right, women were literally boiling. You had the times of the account over there in I believe is Kings, the 6th chapter. All right, when you had the famine in Samaria, which in that chapter it tells you about, inflation. Basically speaks about inflation when they had sold, a donkey's head, an ass's head for 40, I believe it was 40 pieces of silver. Okay, they were selling birds dung, bird shit. That's how serious it was in those times, and it was hyperinflation on it. On top of that, you see. And what was happening then? The two ladies were sitting there in agreement trying to what? Talk about who's gonna eat whose kid first. The one lady said, we're gonna eat yours, and then what? She suckered her the next day, and she was supposed to give up her son, but she never did it. That's how it's gonna be in these days, man. And the famine has been hitting everywhere, man. Believe it or not. Because I know around my way, I've been seeing that these things are like literally slowly coming off the shelves. You know, it was doing good for a little bit. It was, they was trying to keep it as full as possible. But now I know I went last week to go shopping, a little shopping, and it was like nothing there. I went maybe, I think it was 2 days ago, got a little bit, but it was not too much there. They're only putting, maybe let's just say they'll put out 20 things of wings, and that's it for the day. You were either there to get it or you wasn't. So they're doing what? They're rationing already. They're starting to ration your food, all right? Which they're starting to get you used to that rationing because they want to bring in that social credit system and things like that. And that social credit system that they're trying to bring in is going to go into food rationing. You ain't going to be able to, eat the way you want to eat, all sloppy and eat all fucking day, okay, and throwing food away while other people are starving. It ain't gonna be like that. They're gonna ration your food like they do with communism. You know, everybody gets a certain amount for the month. All right, for the week you can only eat 3 burgers, etc., etc. All right, so the that famine, we say it over and over, and people's like, oh, y'all been saying that for 2 years, but we're gonna keep saying it over and over because we know that one day is gonna happen. You see, we don't know when the Lord's gonna make these moves, but we always stay prepared for these things because the Lord always told us to stay ready. So we ain't got to get ready in those times, man. We just know that these things are coming for sure. All right. And all we can keep doing is praying upon these things to happen as soon as possible. So while you're able to still get, now be the time to, accumulate a little bit of food. Now we ain't gonna be no doomsday preppers, but you're gonna save some food here and there. You're gonna bring out these little, ways of holding food. Because when the shit hits the fan, you ain't gonna be able to get in these stores the way you want to get in these stores. All right. You're gonna have to stay away from these stores and go basically through the spirit. Because if you think you're gonna walk up in these stores and man, people are gonna be in straight chaos. So we gotta be we gotta be wise as serpents, as harmless as doves. So we gotta walk around circumspect. We gotta know how to move in these times, man. All right, but let me see, brother got over here. Yep. This is 2nd Ezra 15-19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see? That's that love of many waxing cold. All right. Neighbors ain't gonna be neighbors anymore, man. All right. Once people start getting hungry, okay, once people see their kids is crying and shit like that, people's mentality changes, man. They're not worried about, hey, how you doing, neighbor? Nah. They trying to kill. They trying to get what they need at that moment. All right. So those times is gonna have people in cuckoo mode. Why? Because of the lack of bread and the great tribulation. And I always go into this spiritual sense, the lack of bread, if you lack Yahushua, because Yahushua is the bread of life, you lack Yahushua, these tribulations are gonna come upon you, man. You see? It says, 2nd Ezra 16-22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. All right, and that's going to be the majority You got 1/3 that's gonna die by the sword. You got 1/3 that's gonna die by famine. 1/3 by these nukes. Okay, and you definitely don't want to be the one to catch any of these hells, man. You don't want no nukes. You don't want no sword. All right, you definitely don't want no damn famine. Okay, and as a matter of fact, as I was quoting these stores real quick, I'll just bring this last one out. Second Ezra 6:22, talking about how these stores. Okay, Second Ezra 6:22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and that's what's going to happen from one day to another. All right, y'all gonna wake up one day, ain't gonna be that food that you you thought you was going to the store for. Ain't gonna be there for you. Just like you ain't gonna. Same thing with these bank accounts and all this money that people talking about, and they think that the dollar ain't gonna fall. All right, well, one of these days you're gonna wake up and your ass ain't gonna be able to have access to your bank account. You're gonna try to punch in your password, and the computer gonna talk shit to your ass. Tell your ass that ain't the right password, man. These are the things that we have to prepare, all right, as people, okay, being in this truth. All right, but yeah, that's pretty much the point. It was not going to be anything big. I just wanted to bring it to the attention. So now they're really saying that they've been putting all these dead bodies in your water and your food. It don't amaze me. You see, that's what this devil's meant to do. He's meant to what? Destroy peace from the earth, destroy the people. All right, this damn devil's an abomination. He's full of filth, so he makes sure that he puts everybody else in abominations and full of filth. All right, but the Lord said, "What? Let the filthy be filthy still." All right, so let them do what they do, because the Lord's gonna handle that at the end of the day, man. They're gonna have to all meet their judgment. There's gonna be no escape of it. All right. So with that being said, let me see, these Walmarts starting to shut. Yeah, a lot of Walmarts are starting to shut down, and it's crazy too because I've been peeping this for a while. So I believe I said this last year in a couple of the camps that I had. If you look at Walmarts, and what really made me think about it just now was the other day I went to do a job, and it was a super duper Walmart, and it was shut down completely. It had nothing in there, but the gates are still around and all that. But what's crazy is if you always look at the garden section of Walmarts, they always got these big, high ass fences, man. Like the only thing these fences are pretty much missing are barbed wire fences. All right. And if you realize, I don't know how it is in other people's states, but I know in my state, New Jersey, there's been most of the Walmarts around here, especially all the ones in my county, Ocean County. All the Walmarts used to have either a McDonald's or some type of food chain restaurant in there when you first walk in. What I realized is they were taking all these out. They were just going out of business and knocking them out, and they left that open. So the way I'm looking at it is which we already know that these Walmarts are going to be turned into FEMA camps and Rice Krispie stations and all that. Pretty much those fences that they already have that are high, all they're gonna do is throw some straight barbed wires on that, and that's how they're gonna keep people detained in there. All right, and those little McDonald's that they've been taking out, all I see is that they'll have like a big space where it looks like they'll make like an office type for registration. So when you come right in through Walmart, it'll be right to your left to register your ass in, and they throw your ass right in these camps. All right. You either gonna follow and take what they want you to take, or you're gonna stay detained and you're gonna have to stay there as long as they need you in there for. And it's bugged out. And another thing I realized with these Walmarts around here, it's just me thinking out the box, being my spiritual head. I always read. I see that a lot of them are starting to redo their parking lots. So their parking lots is funny because all the ones around here, they all have the same type of parking lot. So when you drive in, it starts off by saying pickup, and you start following this pickup thing, and it always leads right by the garden. So, me thinking, I'm always thinking like this is gonna be for when they turn them into FEMA camps. They already got the buses ready to line up in these lanes, and how to drop people off, where it's going from there. It's crazy as hell. So it's just a thought. So the brother brought that out. Talking about these Walmarts, man, and these Walmarts are really shutting down everywhere, man. All right, because these are going to be used for these stations at one point. All right. So, hey, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. So, with that being said, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Kol Elohim La, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone who well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Hakim and the Aquat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. The water for tuning in, the water for the scriptures. Keep fighting the good fight of faith. Shalom, shalom.